Alright, disclaimer alert. Ian is on the verge of being kicked out of the Waterboys.
What?
So he has been demoted to right wing.
I want to be right wing. That way I only have to look to my left.
No,
instead of the right
no. You were demoted. Okay, you're demoted.
Fine. Let's see how this
Waterboys in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, Waterboys? We're back here again with another pod. Ian, how are you feeling?
Pretty good. I mean, let's talk about my Jazz. My Jazz are doing good, so I'm feeling pretty good. We did just get snapped. Our winning streak of 11 just got snapped by the Nuggets. You hated to see it.
I love to see it.
No.
Gosh.
The Nuggets, they had a fantastic shooting night. They were 15 from 17 on threes in the first half. You have to give it to them. That is extremely impressive. 15 of 17 three-pointers. That everyone is on a crazy good night if you're shooting like that. But I think the Jazz are going to keep it going. I think we're going to end up with the first seed.
Well, the thing that's interesting is I took a little note of the teams that Jazz have beat. Mm-hmm. They beat the Clippers twice. Clippers in first place now. They beat the Suns twice, a good playoff team.
We did not just have bad teams.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Teams.
Let me list all these so you guys can really understand who they've been beating. They beat Portland once, which is a playoff team. The Nets once, which is a great team now in the East. The Bucks once, which is a great team in the East. The Nuggets, they're 1-1. They lost last night, but they still have shown that they can beat the Nuggets. And then they beat the Mavs twice. So
we smacked the Mavs.
And they have not just had easy games. Right. Like, they have played great teams they have won.
That's what I'm saying. Just wait until we start versing easy teams.
But Ian,
it's game over.
Let me say this, though. The Nets, the Clippers, and the Mavs, for me, if you beat those teams right now, that means nothing to me. Because anyone right now is beating those teams.
I disagree. Clippers are first. Clippers have lost 5 games.
But hear me out on this. The Clippers, look at the 5 games the Clippers have lost. They've lost to some absolute trash teams. And they got destroyed that one game. So it's like, the Clippers are on the up. So if you beat the Clippers later on in that
2 losses from the Clippers or from the Jazz.
Okay, but if you beat the Clippers...
That means 3 other teams have beat the Jazz.
Let me speak, Theo?
Which is the Lakers. Great team. No, because you were wrong. The Lakers have beat the Clippers twice.
Okay.
And the Jazz have beat the Clippers twice. I don't even know who the Mavs have beat the Clippers by 50 points. Only good teams have beat the Clippers.
I don't know, man.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but Mavs beat them by 50 points. How much did they lose
once,
to the Lakers?
And now they haven't lost since.
Okay, and I said...
Besides the Jazz. They've lost to the Jazz.
I said the Clippers are on the up. So that, I'll give you that. I'll give you the Clippers. But look at the Nets. Just lost to the Wizards. 4-13.
Crazy game.
The Mavs have lost to pretty much everyone in the league at this point.
But they're still a solid team.
But I don't consider beating the Mavs right now some triumphant thing that it's like, oh, look, we beat the Mavs. No.
They beat them twice. They beat the Suns twice. They beat Portland once.
If the Heat beat the Mavs, I'll say that means nothing to me because the Mavs are losing right now a lot of games, and it means
we got a hater in the house.
Look, I just only have one question. Okay, you have Donovan Mitchell averaging 23, 4, and 5. Okay, hold on, that's on. You have Rudy Gobert averaging... I actually want to know what you're going to say.
What
are you going to say?
Donovan did not play in the 2 games against the Mavs, and he didn't play in the first game against the Nuggets.
Very true.
Along with the whole Mavericks roster who also didn't play.
That is also very true. Mavs have been injured. They just got KP back.
So, you have Donovan not playing, and when we saw when Donovan didn't play, guess who stepped up? Michael Conley and Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert got 20 and 20 in the game that Donovan didn't play.
Well, right now Rudy Gobert is averaging 14 points and 14 rebounds and 3 blocks. Those are some crazy good stats. But the thing is that those are 2 players that are getting stats that don't represent where they are in the league. So Ian, explain to us, since you're a Jazz expert, how are they winning these games when their stars aren't exactly playing like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are and LeBron and AD are? How are the Jazz so high up there when their stars, like, is it the stars or or you guys just have a full team?
Do you want to know why? It's because we have one of the best backcourts in the league.
Who do you got on there?
You have Ingles coming off the bench. Joe Ingles just passed. Congrats to Joe Ingles. He just passed John Stockton for the most 3-pointers in the franchise.
Oh wow!
So he has a record in the franchise, right? You have Jordan Clarkson,
Didn't
sixth
John
man of the
Stockton
year.
play in the 90s when they didn't shoot?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You have Jordan Clarkson, the sixth man of the year. I'm saying it right now. Jordan Clarkson will be the sixth man of the year with how he comes off the bench, an automatic scorer. Automatic scorer. He comes off the bench, and I don't know.
Royce O'Neal?
Royce O'Neal. He's a starter, but you have the minivan.
Bojan.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you have Michael Conley, and they're all stepping up. Everyone's stepping up to play. And the reason why we're winning is because we are a team of shooters. Everyone can shoot the rock. When the people on defense, they can't let anyone, except Rudy Gobert, sit on the 3-point line. When they're on the 3-point line, they have to be heavily contested, and if they're not, the shot's going down.
I still don't understand how the Jazz are up there, but they are up there. Whether they have a great bench or not, they're up there.
I don't think it's sustainable.
And that's another question. Can the Jazz stay up there? Can the Jazz stay up there?
You saw we had that streak against good teams. What happens when we're just playing bad teams? We're gonna
you beat a lot of the good. You beat a lot of the good
let me
teams.
say this about the NBA.
A lot of the good teams in the West too.
Mm-hmm.
But we know, as NBA fans, you see teams go on these crazy winning streaks against good teams, and then they'll turn around and lose to let's see who's down there. The Pistons. They'll turn around and lose to the Pistons. That happens in the NBA all the time.
That's what's weird.
And then you get on a bad streak, and I just think.
But so far,
I think that's what's the Jazz.
The Jazz have taken it to every team that's not good. The Cavaliers beat them by 30. Almost 40 actually. The Hawks, they beat them by 30. They've taken it to the bad teams. Pelicans beat them by almost 20 points. Mm-hmm. They played the Pistons tonight at 7 p.m. So it'll be interesting to see. That'll actually prove what they can do. But
who did they play?
The Pistons tonight. Actually,
that'll prove
another team that's doing this in the Eastern Conference, the 76ers, their first seed. Are they going to stay there towards the end of the season? Have the 76ers become contenders?
We did not guess them to be that high.
I did. I had them up there. I had them pretty high up there.
Here's what happened to the 76ers that nobody predicted. Tobias Harris actually started playing basketball, which, good for him. I've liked Tobias Harris since he was on who was he on? Before he was on the Clippers, he was on Pistons. When he was on the Pistons, I liked Tobias Harris, and I was like, the Pistons were building a good team at that point, right? If they would have stuck with that team, I think they would be in a better position right now. But Tobias Harris, I've liked him for a few years, and I think I think he can keep playing this way, but I think they are going to struggle. Well, just like the Jazz, I think the Jazz and the 76ers are going to struggle.
Kind of off topic, but if everyone on the Pistons was in their prime, it'd be a scary team.
This Pistons roster?
Yeah, dude. If everyone playing was in their prime.
Okay, Derrick Rose. Yeah.
If everyone was in their prime, it'd be insane. Okay, D Rose and Blake Griffin.
Those are the two players they had.
All right, never mind.
Speaking of the Pistons, just a quick take here. Rodney McGruder got lit up by the Warriors.
Oh, by Klay Thompson.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation. I like Rodney McGruder. He used to play for Miami. He's
I thought it was funny. I didn't.
Yeah. Just say he's a tough guy.
I didn't like how Klay was getting hate on that. Because he was getting hate Klay, you shouldn't be able to say that. You should be able to say whatever he wants to say.
Talk trash. Yeah. That's what we love.
Literally, that's gonna be motivation for Magruder.
Exactly.
If anything, this is gonna help him.
Exactly.
I just like when we're all respectful to each other.
Shut up. Hayden, be quiet. Okay, look. We gotta trash talk. We have to trash talk. Otherwise, you don't get better. You don't get better if you don't. If someone else is not telling you,
dude. Klay's not playing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's being part of the team. He's defending his team.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till he comes back.
Okay, back to
wait. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Klay Thompson did the verbal version of what he attacked Rodney McGruder for doing. So what What are we doing?
Update me on what Roddy McGruber did in game.
Okay, so first or second quarter, as it was explained by Draymond Green, somebody said something to Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington went to the bench, told Rodney McGruder about it. The game ends, right? So it's after the fourth quarter. Rodney McGruder goes up, breaks some COVID guidelines, and goes up and tries to get in a little scuffle with one of the guys who said something to Wayne Ellington earlier in the game. So it was a little bit of like I'm defending my teammate, but there's no reason for me to be defending my teammate right now. It was a little bit of that, and I don't care, you know. He can do what he wants. But I just think to attack Rodney McGruder for doing that, but to do it in the exact, if you understand what I'm saying, the verbal version of what Rodney McGruder did what Klay Thompson did.
They're both in the wrong. McGruder shouldn't have done that after game.
I think it's just funny.
It's funny.
I think it really was nothing, but it was just funny.
I'll give you that. All right.
It's NBA drama.
I'll roll with
we're sitting.
We got some more drama to go to, but before, let's keep talking about the Sixers.
We got more drama.
The 76ers, I want to tell you, okay, unlike the Jazz, the 76ers have beat bad teams, and they're in first in the East.
Mm-hmm.
So can they keep this up? Ben Simmons is looking the same player he was last year. Good.
I disagree.
Good. Hold on. Good.
His best season.
But he hasn't gotten better.
His
best
season was his rookie season. Which rookie season? I don't know. Maybe the first one. But
I disagree. Okay. Ben Simmons has actually played extremely well in these past 4 or 5 games. He's actually picked it up and played really well. I mean, he's shooting well from the field. He's attacking. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do as the player that he is. So I disagree with that statement. I think Ben Simmons is making progressions this year that we haven't seen from him in a while. He did not progress as a player. Kind of like the better version of Marvin Bagley, right?
But
we talk about Marvin Bagley stagnant since he got drafted. Ben Simmons stagnant until like 5 games ago, and he started picking it up.
Yeah, but you want to know something interesting about Ben Simmons. Every single year he's played, his free throw percentage has gone down by almost 0.200%.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you this.
That's not good because his main scoring opportunity is in the lane or in the paint. And if you're going to get fouled there a lot, if he's not making his free throws, he's not going to be a good player.
I'm just going to say, I'm not too worried about free throws. I know it's a big part of the game.
You have to make your free throws. You have to make your free throws.
I'm not worried about it because you've seen players be successful without making free throws before.
I mean, Shaq is one of the best players to ever live. And
Shaq is different.
I think he made a total of like 3 free throws.
Okay, well, Ben Simmons is not Shaq, so Ben Simmons has to make his free throw.
Ben Simmons is the point guard version of Shaquille O'Neal. But he's obviously not going to be as dominant because he's not 7-something with like 400 pounds on him. But he's attacking the rim. He's doing well. Even without getting those free throws, putting them in, he's playing pretty well for me. So I'd say this is the first time I've seen him progress as a player since he got in the league.
So the 76ers as a whole, like you said, Theo, they haven't been playing amazing teams. So I don't know if they'll stay there because you have teams such as the Nets, the Bucks, the Celtics, and even further down you have the Heat at 13th seed. Jeez, the Heat are... You have them. They're gonna probably start progressing. So while they're progressing, I feel like the 76ers might see a little bit of a deep progressing. You know?
good vocab there.
I think they'll
decline.
I think they'll even back out to where they're gonna end up.
Well, I think the main 2 players. Okay, the 76ers bench has not been good. Okay, had not been good at all. Danny Green, Seth Curry's done all right, but he's had a lot of injuries. The main thing that the 76ers, for them to win, and for them to win against good teams, Joel Embiid just has to show up every day. Mm-hmm. And he has. So far he has. In the beginning of the season he has.
I say the MVP race right now is Joel versus Jokic.
But the Nuggets aren't winning though.
Yeah.
If you want to talk MVP...
Let's talk about...
That's switched up in the past 5 games. The Nuggets have started winning.
Yes. Let's talk about winning, alright? Now that the Jazz's win streak is gone, do you guys know who has the highest win streak right now? Don't look.
I don't know.
Guess who has the highest...
The Lakers. No, the Lakers just lost.
Guess who has the highest win streak right
Clippers, I'm going to go with Clippers.
What's your guess?
I don't know. Suns.
The Memphis Grizzlies have the highest
No
win streak
way!
of 7 right now.
Wow.
They have
Wow.
a win streak of 7 right now, and they haven't even had Ja with them.
You want to hear? You want to talk about losing?
Mm.
Who do you think has the highest losing?
Hold on,
streak
I didn't
in
even see
league?
the Grizzlies are 4th seed.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies are
The
4th
Grizzlies
seed.
are 4th seed.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to hear?
And
Who has
they have
the,
not had Ja even with them.
And they've had a lot of postponed games,
Mm-hmm.
though. They've had a lot of postponed games. That might be the reason why they're so far up there. Oh my gosh.
And the second,
Wow.
and this, I didn't know this either. The Houston Rockets have a win streak of 6.
Oh my gosh, yes they do.
These teams have been slept on. I have not heard anything about them, and they're on the rise.
Well,
the
Ian,
Mavs? Let me fit this in here. The Mavs
have
a
lost
losing
6
streak of
games.
6.
Ooh, that's tough.
they've lost 6 games.
Yeah,
That's the highest lose streak. But like I was saying, these teams, the Rockets and the Grizzlies, they're not being talked about right now at all. I have not seen one social media post on the Rockets and their win streak right now. I've seen one on the Grizzlies.
Well, it's up to
And
the
I
Waterboys.
think the disrespect needs to be stopped on teams like this. The Jazz had a win streak of 11, and I never saw one social media
NBA
post.
posts. No NBA posts.
I didn't see one social media post on Sports Center. The Lakers get a win streak of 3, and the Sports Center is like saying, "Oh, the Lakers are the best team in the world."
The Grizzlies have beat some good teams too.
They need to be talked
They
about.
beat.
I'm sticking
They
up
beat
for these
some good teams. They beat the
I'm
76ers,
sticking up for these
Spurs,
teams.
Suns, and Spurs again. They beat some good teams.
Sports Center needs to talk about them.
That's called having no fans, is what that's called. Because again,
These are the only 2 teams in the league that are allowing fans to actually go to their games.
But hear me out. I've gone over this before. Jazz, their fan base does not extend out of Utah. Memphis, they might have a little bit extending out, but they're not going crazy. People around the country aren't going crazy about the Grizzlies.
Rockets also have played
Rockets-
easy teams.
And the
They
Rockets,
played easy teams.
The Rockets lost a lot of fans after they lost. They didn't lose a lot of fans. They lost a lot of attention after losing James Harden. So that's why those
But-
teams get no attention.
Let's look at this though. The worst 3 seeds in the Western Conference right now are the Timberwolves, the Pelicans, and the Mavericks. So, speaking with the drama, right? Let's talk about some drama. LeBron James.
Oh, that's
Alright,
the drama.
Where do you guys stand? Is it LeBron's fault or is it the lady's fault?
I was surprised to hear LeBron talk like that. Not to say I don't expect LeBron to talk that way.
I wasn't
You're in the
surprised.
NBA, but LeBron to me is like I don't know. I guess this kid's smoking weed and stuff, but LeBron to me is like
Oh my
one of those. No, but he's like one of those guys that you look at and you're like, I don't expect anything bad coming out of his mouth because he cares so much about his brand and about him. About. I think he has good moral values. I think he has.
Yeah,
good
why
moral
is he
values.
okay? Why is he allowed to say that stuff and nobody gets on him, but somebody can say like one little thing and everyone gets on them?
I just expect. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what he said. Steroid man needs to calm down, but
He can't.
but
The lady shouldn't have said what she said. LeBron, you're an NBA player. What do you care? What do you
the
care?
lady was defending her steroid dad.
What?
What? Okay.
So whose fault is it, LeBron or the lady?
I don't think it's the dad's fault. It all ties back to
It's
the
not her
dad's
dad. It's the husband.
Yes. So basically, her husband was
LeBron called it her dad. That's kind of funny. LeBron said it was her dad.
basically the husband was like heckling at LeBron, right? And LeBron started saying some mean, vulgar things to the husband, and the wife was saying like, "Oh, don't talk to my husband like that. Don't ever talk to my husband like that." And the wife started firing a bunch of mean things at LeBron, and LeBron was going back at it, and LeBron basically just said, "Hey, security, get him out of here." Do you think LeBron has the right to just? These people, they were courtside.
LeBron's got the power.
These people were probably courtside. They probably paid $500 plus
More. More.
They probably paid a lot of money.
Those courtside seats are over $3,000.
Ian's talking about those
thrown
Utah prices.
Yeah, in Utah it's $7 a ticket for those nose
For court seat? For courtside? Yeah, for courtside.
I'm serious though. Do you think they should be? They just get thrown out and their money just gone?
I think there should be set guidelines as to what fans can and can't say.
Yeah.
And when you purchase tickets, you should.
There is though. They
I think.
Well, then we should follow those guidelines exactly. And when someone gets kicked out of a stadium, we should cite the exact guideline.
But the thing is that when I played soccer or basketball and the other team's fans started to talk, that's what I love about the games. When the other fans or the other moms are like going at me, that's what gets me going. That makes for a great game. LeBron should have just... Okay, I'm not saying LeBron just should have just, you know how like the whole narrative of shut up and dribble? But in this circumstance, he should have just gave it to the Hawks. He should have just went off.
Yeah, no, LeBron...
That's what a good,
LeBron
savage player would do.
LeBron is a professional athlete. I think if you're a professional athlete, you kind of need to just tone that out and play the basketball.
Don't be sensitive
I'm going to say I disagree with both of you in the sense that...
It depends what she said.
I like LeBron talking back and forth with them. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
And I did not, in the video, I did not see LeBron actively call for security to come out. Yes, LeBron got her kicked out because LeBron's, the one in the altercation. But I think that was more of a
I think it was
stadium.
a thumbnail. It was a thumbnail.
Yeah, and it was more of a...
came out and they were like, LeBron, do you want her gone? And he was like, yeah.
Is that what happened?
Pretty sure.
Ian's making
the refs.
false claims.
The refs.
I thought it was
the
more
refs
of a...
They got her out
talking.
there, though.
Yeah. Somebody got her out. I support LeBron talking back and forth because, you know what it reminds me of? Dwayne Wade and Purple Shirt Guy, if you want to YouTube that. It was a good back and forth moment, and I think that made the game that much better.
Yeah, that's...
I just think the league is very protective over LeBron. And I say for good reason because, LeBron is your brand. LeBron is, he gets you everything. So you want to pay him back a little bit. Whether I agree with them being kicked out...
Well, at that
they kept
point...
going.
At that point, they kept going.
They kept going. So I do agree.
They should have just had their fun and let it go.
Yeah. You can't get too serious when you're talking trash.
Should have had their fun, be like, oh, I could tell my kids, I had an argument with LeBron.
Yeah, if it was like a you're bad, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, but once the F words and stuff started getting thrown out.
That, and also, once it's like, don't talk like that to my husband, then they're taking it personally. Then it's a personal issue between them. And then you're like, okay, let's get him out.
Yeah.
And not refund
It's very
tickets.
interesting. We'll catch you guys next on LA Drama.
What stadium is that?
Waterboys drama. If you guys follow our Twitter.
All right, so I know you wanted to get your segment, but I got a segment. Okay.
You're not in the middle, Ian.
I know, but I still get my segment. All right. I call this one Prime Time. All right. Prime Time. All right.
What's it about?
I want you guys to pick, right? Any team in the league, if everyone was in their prime, who would be the best team in the league?
Alright, let me take a look. Alright, so immediately we discount the young teams. So
yeah, discount the young teams. The Jazz aren't in there.
Pistons.
Are we talking coaches also in their prime?
Pistons.
Sure.
The Pistons. They have Dwayne Casey. That led.
Yeah, but Pistons, they only have Derrick Rose.
So the Pistons, you got a duo of Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin, but no one else.
That's insane. No, Jeremy Grant's still good, but like do you guys not remember Derrick Rose was beating teams like the Heat and the Celtics in the playoffs? He won MVP his second year in the league.
Does Derrick Rose? My question is, does Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin beat KD, Kyrie, and what's his face?
James Harden.
James Harden. What's his face?
Well,
James
it depends
Harden
what KD's.
Kyrie in his prime, KD in his prime.
They're all pretty much in their
They're
prime.
in their prime right
KD's
now.
back a couple of years. I think you go back a couple of years for KD, but yeah.
Well, Derrick Rose beat the big three. He was able to beat the big three in a couple games.
Yeah, but a couple games.
I think that's one of the big ones. I think the Houston Rockets is a big one. You have John Wall in his prime. You got Boogie Cousins.
Oh,
in his
yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
Victor Oladipo prime. That's a big one. I think, and Christian Wood's kind of in his prime now. But that one, I think another shout would be the Warriors.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
if they had
I
Clay
think
back.
another shout would be the Heat. They got prime Iggy.
True.
Prime Iggy plus, I'd say Jimmy's in his
Mhm.
prime right now.
And of course, prime Lakers. If you have prime LeBron, that's pretty much.
Bro, plus we
Yeah.
got prime Udonis Haslem and Goran Dragic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty scary.
That's a
team.
good team.
But I think to say who would win out of everyone, it has to be the Nets.
Yeah.
Because you're forgetting prime Drummond.
They don't have Drummond.
Oh, not Drummond. Who's their center?
DeAndre
Jordan.
I don't think
Prime
he was that good in his
DeAndre
prime.
Jordan.
Was he good? Yes, but
20, not
Chris
20 and
Paul,
10,
Blake
but
Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan couldn't do it.
Chris
you know?
Paul made DeAndre Jordan good.
Yeah.
I think if everyone's in their prime, though, it has to be them.
I give it to the Lakers, if I'm being honest.
That would
because
be insane.
LeBron
matchup.
in his prime.
Marc Gasol in his prime.
Oh, AD in his
Marcus
prime.
Ooh.
Alex Caruso in his prime.
Kyle Kuzma in his prime.
Yeah, but you can't measure up
Quinn
Kyle
Cook,
Kuzma in his
KCP.
prime.
Jared Dudley in his prime.
Jared Dudley. Oh, it's over. They
over.
got Jared Dudley.
It's over.
It's over.
Can we trade Kostas Antetokounmpo for Giannis?
Yeah.
No, you cannot.
Anyways, let us know what you think would be the best prime team. And that's it for
We'll probably forget.
prime time.
Those were good.
Let's move on to some crazy game winners. I want to talk about these game winners. All right, let's start with talking about the Wizards.
Wizards
Why is
v
Ian
Nets.
running it now?
149 to
Because-
Switch
because
back.
I-
Do you want to switch seats?
Yeah, what is going on?
Hey man, don't complain.
149, 146. Nets v Wizards. What a game.
The beginning of this game, I don't know if you saw, but the Wizards were down by a lot of points. Someone just dunked the ball, and Bradley Beal gets the ball and he just chucks it to the ground. He's pissed. He's mad. And I thought, ooh, man, this guy's gonna want to trade soon. He's gonna want to trade soon. But then I saw at the end of that game,
That was my
those
prayer.
game winners.
I want Bradley to.
You saw
request a
he
trade.
just posted on social media. I'm not leaving. So I think they just got some things to work on.
Yeah, but that's in the heat of a moment,
But-
you know.
You saw in the game Westbrook actually play like his All-Star MVP self. And if
No,
you-
he took a stupid three. He
Yeah.
took a very unorthodox,
But
ill-advised,
then he took a game-winning three.
and
though.
then he took a game-winning three. So he got lucky. But that was and there's a reason why I don't remember who took the ball out, but Westbrook was calling for the ball, and he didn't give it to Westbrook. He waited till Bradley Beal came.
Yeah, but I just think. Do you still think they're going to be able to make the playoffs?
No, I think they're too far gone now.
They're
but
too
I
far
think,
gone.
I think had they played, well, this is a bit obvious, but
Mhm.
had they played, that way from the start, Westbrook playing even a little bit worse Westbrook, like a normal Westbrook would have been
Yeah.
better. Westbrook just hasn't played up to the par that he needs to. But here's the thing about the Wizards. They have games to catch up. That's the big thing about the Wizards. They can catch up because if they go on a 4-game winning streak, that shoots them up to 11th.
Yeah,
Say they
I
go on a
think-
5-game winning streak, that shoots them up to around 9th place.
I think we
So,
could see them in that playing tournament.
Yeah. It's possible, but they need to play the way.
But
they can play.
their comeback, their game-winning shots were very impressive. With Beal just straight up walked up and shot the three to win, and then bad passing from the Nets
Joe Harris.
from Joe Harris. You could easily see that Katie went for the fake. Yeah, that Katie went for the fake and went the other way, and Joe just passed it right to him. But it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal by the Wizards.
What a game.
There.
And what a game, and what a mirror of a game. Portland v Bulls. It's almost like the exact same thing happened in that game.
Little
It's
T-Mac,
Dame,
little
dude.
T-Mac moment with Dame.
Yeah.
Because we all saw Dame's game-winning shot.
T-Mac
off of-
-7.
We all saw his game-winning shot off of the tip, right? That was kind of controversial because it kind of looked like a foul, but they called it a jump ball. But you saw the game-winning shot, but did you guys see the play before that?
Well, the plays before that, he must have hit
They were down by a lot of points.
Yes. Yeah.
And he legitimately pulled off a mini T-Mac.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. I mean, this guy...
You know what it reminded me of?
He's crazy.
The Kobe game versus the Raptors, when he made those 3 ridiculous threes. Send it to overtime, and then the Lakers won the game from there.
Yeah.
But those 3 ridiculous threes that Kobe made in a span of like 30 seconds, that's what it reminded me of. Damian Lillard did. I mean, it was insane.
Very impressive. He's got to be the clutchest player in the league.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, no question. Clutchest player in the league.
Well, he's in top 5 for most points in fourth quarter. So
it's crazy.
I mean,
I want to talk about the Celtics game real quick, just for a second.
Which one?
Versus the Lakers.
The classics.
Is that the one?
Yeah, the
LeBron
classics.
got the person kicked out?
No, that was Lakers v Hawks.
Okay.
You saw that AD had the ball. Kemba got the strip, and they stole the ball. They were running down the court. The ball eventually got into Kemba's hands, and he pulled off his little step back. Great step back, but missed the shot. I think that could have been a moment, because he used to be a starting all-star, and now he's kind of sitting down below, people kind of forgetting about him. If he made that shot against the Lakers, that could have been his comeback, like season. Everyone's like, oh, he's back. But it was just hard watching that, because I feel like
I still think he's there.
They could have done that. They could have done that last play a lot better.
No, but I still think Kemba's there. He's coming back from an injury. He has limited minutes right now. I still think he's that guy. I think he has better players on his team now, and that's the big difference. His stats are going to go down. But I still think he's that guy. He just needs to get back into it, because it is hard coming back from an injury.
Yeah, I'm not speaking just on Kemba, but for that last play, they could have ran it a lot better. They had a timeout left.
But sometimes you don't want to call the timeout, because you don't want the Lakers, especially the Lakers, to get a defensive setting set up.
They should have called it, because they didn't have their clutchest player, Jason Tatum. He didn't run back in time. If you called the timeout, you would have had Jason Tatum.
I disagree. I think
Brown. You would have had all those clutcher players.
No. If you're talking about who's it's close between Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum. But if the ball's in,
Jason Tatum taking the shot.
I'd rather have Kemba Walker.
I think Tatum's proven himself.
Yeah, Tatum's proven himself. But if the ball's in either two of those guys' hands, I'm okay with either one of them shooting.
I'm okay with either one. My point with Jason Tatum would be he's taller, he's stronger. He can get shots over taller guys.
But I think Kemba is a better shot creator.
He is. You saw him, but he didn't make it.
But
he did take the final shot, and he didn't make it.
I think coming back from an injury, you trust the guy who's there. Now, I'd have to watch the play again to see whether they should have called that timeout or not.
They definitely, I think, should have called the timeout, because they had a lot of time left. And you saw, I forgot who it was, but they got a rebound off that shot too, and it was a wide open layup. And they completely bricked that layup. They could have done it way better though.
All right, let's talk about another little piece of news coming out of the NBA. The Knicks, Dennis Smith Jr. requests to go to the G League. I like the move by Dennis Smith Jr. I like the move by the Knicks granting his request. I think all around it's a good decision.
Why did he request to go to the G League?
The man just wants to play basketball.
Yeah, he's not getting his minutes.
He just wants to play basketball.
And if you're a professional basketball player, you want to get your reps. Especially his value right now is very declined. Nobody knows how good Dennis Smith Jr. is right now because he's not playing. And when he is playing, he's not getting good minutes. He's not getting consistent minutes. He can get into a rhythm. If he goes to the G League, he's obviously going to dominate the G League. He's quicker. There's just Dennis Smith Jr. against a bunch of G League guys, no disrespect. He's obviously going to be a lot better. He played very well on the Mavericks.
He
could have been, if the Knicks didn't waste 2 years of his career, he could have been a really good player on the Knicks, but they don't know how to manage point guards. And they don't know how to manage young players, which is a big issue. And he still has value in my mind. He still can be a really good player. He's, under the age of 25.
I'm still a fan.
I'm still a fan, yeah. Especially after that move. Ask him to go to the G League, get your reps, get your value up. It's a good move. You're not going to get anything from a Knicks practice session that you're not going to get from playing quality games in the G League.
I saw a funny thing on social media. It was like, wow, the Knicks really traded Porzingis for 2 G League players. That's a big mistake.
It is sort of true. Well, they got the picks from it, but
yeah,
they did get the picks from it.
But that's a big mistake on their hand.
Well,
but yeah, the man just wants to play basketball. Just let him do what he wants to do.
I do the same move. I just want to play.
Let him tear up the G League.
And he'll be back.
If he doesn't tear up the G League, then that just shows you, okay, maybe we don't want this guy in our team.
You know what Dennis Smith's doing? He's getting his bubble. He never got the bubble with the playoffs. He's getting his G League bubble.
Yeah. Are they doing the bubble? What is the G League even doing?
They're doing the bubble.
They got a bubble for the G League.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Orlando.
Huh. I didn't know that. I didn't even know G League was playing.
Alright, well, Hayden, transfer us over.
Thanks, Ian.
Hayden's in training and Ian is
this is
depressed from his decline.
I don't know if I like it over here because I thought I would because that way I only have to look one way. But now my neck isn't like on an even.
I don't think they care
now
about
my neck.
your neck.
Now when I'm done with this, I'm just gonna be like looking like this the whole time.
Alright,
not
so
my even neck twist.
Let's transition
to
tonight's games.
Yep.
As well as Wednesday's games. There's not too many tonight. We'll talk about Wednesday as well. Raptors Magic.
So we'll do today's games. Technically, since we're recording it, we'll do Wednesday's games. Today's Wednesday games.
All right, we're doing today's Wednesday games.
All right. So we're
Hayden, what are we?
I was sorry, I got cut off.
He's in training.
I'm not in training. You guys are they're two controlling humans over here.
All right.
76ers versus Hornets. Who are we going? I'm going 76ers.
76ers.
You know what? Hot take. Hornets.
Bad take. Not a hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's a bad take.
That's a hot take. You see, they just started LaMelo. They just started LaMelo. Hayward's doing good. I think they're going to have an upset game.
Ian thinks they're going to win the championship now. They got LaMelo in the starting
lineup.
LaMelo's
in the starting lineup. They're big time.
Hey, we'll see. All right, let's move to the next one.
Okay, thanks, Ian.
It's just a habit.
Pacers Bucks. Let's talk about Pacers Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
That's going to be a great game.
Bucks. I'll go Bucks.
Oh, I don't know.
Bucks are 12-8. They need to start winning. It's the Bucks.
I think Bucks have found their role too. I'll go ahead and go Bucks with you.
Hawks Mavericks. I'm going Hawks. As much as I love the Mavericks, I think they're gonna have a rough path.
They just gotta figure something out.
Yeah,
I would not be mad if they didn't make the playoffs.
Neither would I.
This is the big matchup between Luka Doncic and Trae Young, but I gotta go Luka Doncic.
If it's a matchup, I didn't think about that. If we're talking Trae Young versus Luka Doncic, I'll go Mavericks. I like Luka
Mavericks.
Clippers, Cavs. I'm going Cavs.
I'm going Cavs too because I still think the Cavs are going to be in the playoff spot.
It's going to be the Clippers.
I don't know, man. I think the Cavs are still going to be in that playoff spot.
Only good teams have beat the Clippers.
Yeah, but Drummond, the Cavs have great big men that can easily block out Zubac and Kawhi from getting rebounds.
It's going to be the Clippers.
Heat Wizards. I gotta back my Heat. There's no way.
Now that Jimmy's back, I'll go Heat.
I'm going to go Wizards after. I think they'll have the momentum now after beating the Nets. Hopefully they can continue it on to the next game.
Bulls, Knicks. Bulls, because they just...
I'm going to go with the Bulls. They've been looking really good.
Yeah,
They've been moving the ball. They look like a true team.
I
like Zach LaVine.
Ooh, this next one.
Thunder, Rockets. I'm going to go Rockets because I want them to make the playoffs.
I'll go Rockets. They're on the hot
I'll go
streak
Rockets
right
as well.
Yeah.
Rockets are looking really good.
Spurs, Timberwolves. That's Spurs easily.
Spurs, yes.
Because the Timberwolves, I don't see them picking it up in the next 3 years.
Maybe if Cat comes back.
No, I think there's going to be a trade that's made at some point.
I think so.
Yeah. I think Cat's going to want... Okay, so you're going to
But he just got D'Angelo. That's...
D'Angelo's not playing too hot, though.
I think it's going to be one of those situations just like in Houston, right? You trade Westbrook, then Harden wants out. Harden wanted out before that, but then Harden really pushes to get out. I think you're going to see them trade D'Angelo Russell, and then Karl Anthony Towns is going to want to get out.
But they just traded for D'Angelo Russell. If I was the Timberwolves, I'd trade Karl Anthony Towns. You could get 2 big like potential guys in there.
But teams have a very difficult time trading their guy, their guy.
But I know Karl's really good, but I think D'Angelo Russell is more of a leader. I think D'Angelo Russell, I not to say that D'Angelo Russell is better than Karl Anthony Towns, but I like D'Angelo Russell leading my team more than I like Karl Anthony Towns leading my team.
Who would you rather build a team around? Karl Anthony Towns.
I'd rather build around Karl, but
that's what it comes down to. When it comes to who you trade, it comes down to who would you rather build a team around.
I guess maybe I'm just biased. I like D'Angelo.
I like D'Angelo too, but I think you get assets for D'Angelo. You maybe get assets for Anthony Edwards.
Don't trade away Anthony Edwards. Don't trade.
I don't think they should, but I think sometimes you see teams blow it up when they earn that.
Maybe if they got a future pick.
They will. Yeah, they're going to get a really good pick next year. So now they're going to be with almost 2 first-round picks potentially. Yeah. I'd say just roll with it.
Suns, Pelicans, Suns.
I say Suns.
Suns, yeah.
They're looking really good. Devin Booker's game winner over the Mavs yesterday.
It's good.
Pretty good.
I like Devin Booker.
Chris Paul and Devin Booker, you can't guard him.
Yeah, I think he still needs to step it up a little bit though.
Devin Booker, yeah, he's been laxed a little bit.
Yeah. Scoring wise, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics, Kings. I gotta go Kings on this one. I think De'Aaron Fox is making that big push. Tyrese Halliburton, you know how I feel about him. He's a very good player. I think they're gonna be starting to win games against good teams.
This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a really good game.
I'll go Celtics. Because I don't want the Kings to do good, so actually no. I'll go Kings because I think I'll still have De'Aaron Fox on my fantasy team. It's probably his last game. I want him to do really good.
All right. I think Celtics. Oh no, I can't. For the memes, I'll go for the Kings.
There we go.
For the memes.
Nice.
I'll do it for the last one. I'll do it for the memes.
It's more funny when they lose, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they are good when they win as well.
Alright, send us off.
Yeah, Hayden, this is where you sign us off.
Adios.
Alright, we'll see you guys.
Adios.
Not bad.
This is an interesting one. It's going to be a lot harder to edit.